welcome to Learn Knitting Now. I'm Callista, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about how I make both of my socks match when I am knitting them. So I finished this first sock. I have just barely started the cuff of my second sock. And I don't want to be over here counting every round that I knit of my sock. Who has time to do that and who wants to? So I'm going to show you how I do it with these markers. I used to, before I thought of this little ingenious way to do this or saw it, probably can't take credit for it. I used to make tick marks on pieces of paper with a pencil as I finished rounds. This works for socks, also works well for sweater sleeves. Anything that you're making two of that you need them to match, this works well. Tick marks. I would get to the end of a round, I would have to get up and do something for kiddo or go to the bathroom or whatever. And then I'd be like, did I make the tick mark for this round I just finished? Don't remember. They also make snazzy little row counters. I'll see if I can find a picture of one. But same thing, like you have to remember to do it. And when I am relaxing at the end of the day, or let's be real, I knit all day at any time of day. But I am wanting to watch a show or listen to some music or true crime podcast, and I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. I just kind of want to do it. So this helps with that conundrum. So what I do is one of these little markers, let me see if I can grab one that isn't connected to something. I'm always ready, professional around here. Okay, so this is the marker when it's not on anything. It will close. It's just like a safety pin, really. They're plastic, and you can loop it onto a stitch and then close it, and then it will stay on, and then you can just take it right off when you're ready for it to come off. And it will count your rows, or it will help you count your rows. On socks, I do one every 10 rows. So it's easy for me to count, although you don't really need to know how many rows, unless you're following a pattern that has a specific number of rows you need to knit, in which case that's super great. I just, most of my socks are pretty plain. I like to use really fun yarn, and so the really plain, not fancy pattern really shows that off. This sock yarn, by the way, is I Knit You Die. No, You Knit I Die, because I'm doing the knitting. They did the dyeing. And so if you're interested in finding that, I'll put a link in the notes here. But anyway, so as I'm knitting, I do one stitch marker every 10 rows. And also you can see I have green. I'm changing colors every so often. Why am I changing colors? That is because that's the different parts of the sock, so that I know when I'm knitting the next one, I'm moving to a different part of the sock. So this is the cuff, the leg, the heel. This is called the gusset, and then the toe. So I know when I'm coming to the next color, I'm going to a different part. So you can see on my cuff, I've already moved one over. So as I'm knitting the second sock, I'm moving the stitches, I'm taking them off the stitch markers, I'm taking them off of my first sock, putting it onto my second, so that I know when all these are gone, I'm ready to move to the next part of the sock, and I will know that I have made identical matching socks without ever having to count. Well, I guess you have to count to 10 to get the next one on there. But so I'm not doing tick marks. I'm not counting 50 rows or however many, 5, 10, 50, 20, or no, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 rows to do the next sock. So if you're interested in learning how to knit socks or begin your knitting journey, follow us over at learnknittingnow.com, and you can sign up for classes there.